Hey, I'm Tiny.
Hey, it's Katie. How about this gorgeous weather that we're
Oh,
having?
it's wonderful. But before we break into talking about anything that's good, Katie, I have a complaint that I'm going to lodge formally right now on the Tiny and Katie show to you.
Oh, go on. Let's hear it,
Yeah.
kid.
So, how is it that after last week's episode, and by the way, I apologize to everyone officially. We don't know how our audio sounds until it's done. Now, Katie
Yeah,
said
I'm
last
pretty
week,
sure I said in the podcast, like, you sound like you're in a bathroom.
right?
Fix your
Yeah,
audio.
you did, but
I
mind
did.
you, history has told me that typically it's Katie being a dummy on her end and something's wrong on her end. So, nonetheless, I apologize that my audio was, and I don't know what happened, but we weren't using the right. Anyway, sounded like
Yeah.
garbage. So,
Yeah.
that being said, how is it that last week's episode drops? Katie, you listened to it, you watched it, whatever you did, and you said nothing to me. Nothing about the Tiny and Katie show jingle.
Oh, yeah, I liked it. Yeah, but I've already heard it. I've already heard it. You said
Right,
it to
but you
me
haven't
already.
heard it you hadn't heard it being used. All you heard was it by itself. You didn't hear it in the context of the show.
There are a plethora of reasons why you could be mad at me, and that's the one that you're going with right now. Like, there's a million
Well,
other reasons you can be mad at me, but that's
yeah,
what
but I'm saying
what it
that's
is.
okay. That's the only one that I could do without lacing into profanities.
Okay. Well, let me just tell you that I've been adulting hard this week, and I need
Okay.
I have been adulting hard. First of all, like, I hate adulting. There are certain things that give me a ton of anxiety. Like, if I have to call my insurance company, for example, if there's anything that's ever going on with my insurance company and I have to call, I immediately am like terrified about it. For example, I've been going to a therapist and I adore her. She's wonderful. She's it's working for me. And my bill was like $900, and she
Ugh.
told me that, and I said there's no way. I have insurance. There's no way it's that much. And she's like, "Well, I would call your insurance company and see, what's going on." But I kept putting it off and putting it off and putting it off because I absolutely hate calling my insurance company.
Well, yeah,
Everything
and I know how Katie's mind works. Is she's thinking, well, I know I shouldn't owe that much, so this should just be taking care of
It's
itself.
just gonna take care of itself. That's what I
Yeah.
always think, like, it's gonna take care of itself. Well, it didn't, and I have a super high deductible, so I actually ended up owing all those things. The problem is that when I have to call a company, if I don't understand what they're talking about, it just causes me so much anxiety because I
Right.
don't get it, and it's never explained to me in terms that I understand. That's why I always need, like, Tiny is my interpreter. So anytime I need to do something, I'm like, "Tiny, can you, like, listen to this phone call, or can you be a part of this with me so I can have somebody interpret it for me because I
Well,
don't."
it's like example of this is one of these, a bill. I don't remember what it was for years ago. Katie's like, Tiny, I can't understand what this lady is trying to tell me that she needs. Can you talk to her? And I talked to her, and the woman said to me, yes, Katie, we need the payment immediately. So I go, okay, Katie, they need you to give them the money right away.
Yeah, I don't think I'm that bad. Like, I don't know if it's that bad that I need that kind of interpreting,
Well, I
but
will tell you though, for insurance, though, stuff like that, I think that's almost intentional on their part.
because
They
you
just want
just
to
say,
spin you around,
yeah. So
and it's
you
like,
just
wait
say,
a minute, so I do owe this? Oh God, okay, whatever.
yeah. And well, it's the same thing. Like, I have a really big issue anytime I have to inquire about my cell service. For whatever reason, cell phones and the way that they work is just completely over my head. I do not
Right.
understand it. I've tried really hard. I've talked to people. I've Googled it. I've tried really hard to become knowledgeable about it, but I just don't get it. I don't understand how the towers work in my phone. So every time I go abroad or I go somewhere and I need to call my cell phone company and tell them I'm moving, they or traveling, they give me instructions and I'm like, "Oh my god, I don't understand. Can't you just like make it work when I'm overseas? Like, do I really have to do anything about it?" So
Right.
there are like certain phone calls that I make that I keep putting off because I'm just so stressed about it. But then once I do it, it's kind of like, "Okay, I'm adulting. I'm going to keep adulting. Let's keep it going." So my license for teaching is up at the end of June, and I have to gather all of this stuff
Uh huh.
um to get my license renewed for the next 10 years. And I'm talking like all the professional development I've attended for the last 5 years. There's like 15 different trainings. I have to have certifications that I've attended. I can't find those certifications, so I have to redo them and get recertified. Then I have to get like CPR certified. I have to get all these signatures. Then I have to meet with my principal. And it's to the point where I'm like, oh my God, do I really even want to get this
Right.
license renewed for 10 years? Like, is it really worth it? So,
Y'all need me that bad?
well, I mean, first of all, we're in a crisis with teacher shortages. Like, can't you
Right.
just give me my license? I mean,
And you need me to jump for the one more hoop. I was good enough today, but then tomorrow, no.
yeah. So I had to like get all my license stuff together. And then on top of that, I am looking into renting my house because I will be moving in June this summer.
Do you know where you're moving to?
I do.
Where at? Where are you moving to?
Are we ready to
well, I mean, I guess the question would be whether you're ready to. I don't think you want to let everybody know where you're going yet.
I'm going back. I'm going to be moving back to Pennsylvania, and so
okay,
in the
it's where you're from. It's where you were born.
I'm closer to home.
Yeah.
And I love Virginia, and I love where I'm at. But it's time to close the chapter and start a new one. So I will be moving back to Pennsylvania. So in the meantime, I want to rent my house, and I don't want any responsibilities with it. Like, I want to just have somebody in charge of it, the end of it. So I have to
a management company, be done with it.
So I have to call. I've been working with this property management company, but every time they tell me things, I'm like, I don't understand what you're saying. You know, I need someone.
Here, take my money.
Well, it sounds like a good deal. They take 10% of the profit, which I think is reasonable. Because I'm still walking away with something at the end, and then all of that money I can put into a savings account. But there's a lot of things that go into it, and I have a lot of questions. What if they don't pay? What happens then? Do I have any kind of insurance? If something breaks, am I 100% responsible? How does that work? How quickly do I have to get it done? I just have a lot of questions, and I hate adulting. Like, I think some people love it and it makes them feel good. I'm not like that at all. There was a pipe issue that I had in the kitchen like last week. One of the pipes was clogged and the kitchen sinks were filled with water, and we couldn't get the water to go down. And my roommate was like pulling the pipes apart, trying to snake it and figure out what was going on. And like, from the moment it happened, I'm like, can we call a plumber? Can we call a plumber? And she's like, no, I think I can fix it. Like, let's not call the plumber if I think I can fix it. And I'm watching her and I'm watching her and I'm watching her. And I'm thinking, like, should I be in there like helping her? But I don't like doing that stuff whatsoever.
Well, did she fix it?
No, we ended up calling a plumber and they had to come and snake it, but it cost, like $100. But I know a lot of my friends who are homeowners are very independent, and they like to try to fix things themselves, watch YouTube videos and whatever before they call somebody to fix it. That is not me at all. Something goes wrong and I'm like, hey, can somebody come and fix this? I don't like trying to figure out things on my own. And so I've done a lot of adulting this week and I'm exhausted from it. So I had to call my insurance company. I had to get my license stuff together. I had to call a property management company. Now I'm like looking for an apartment. There's just a lot going on. And I don't want to do it anymore. Like, I don't want to do it anymore.
I'm just done. It's over.
It's just over. And I can't, like, especially things around the house make me so stressed out. If anything happens to the house, I get so stressed out. If something's making a noise.
Well, you know why? The reason is because ultimately, as everything does, it boils down to money.
That's all I see are dollar signs. Signs. And the thing is, I've been like extending myself financially because 2023 hit, and I was like, you know what? I'm going to do everything that I want to do. I'm going to go on all these trips that I want to go on, and I don't care. I'm going to do me this year. I'm going to go to France. I'm going to go to
you did yourself all right.
I'm going to go to Iceland, and now I'm like, oh, damn, I don't have funds for any of these things that I've already bought tickets to. What can I do to make some extra money on the side at this point? So, been adulting super hard.
Coming soon, OnlyFans from the Tiny and Katie Show.
I don't think anybody wants to see me do anything remotely sexy.
I like how you automatically assume it's sexual. I mean, I don't know. I don't have OnlyFans, so I guess a lot of it is. But I'll tell you. Go ahead.
I think that's what it all is. I think it's all like I mean, I don't know. I've never gone on it, but I've
Well, it's from what I understand, it is merely a paywall for exclusive content. So whether that's like if the Tiny and Katie show legitimately had an OnlyFans page, perhaps it would be where we, I don't know, example, would tell the filthiest jokes you'd ever want to hear in your life.
Could I get an OnlyFans page if we record our podcast while I'm like nude from the waist up or something?
Well,
Like,
you'd be recording it alone and it wouldn't be in video.
Is
At
there
least not that I could see. And
what
I
if
would
I-
not be editing that.
what if I'm just wearing like super scandalous clothes? Like, could we start an OnlyFans page doing that? Like,
No.
nobody wants to see that. Not one
Nobody
person.
wants to see it.
Nobody
No.
wants to see
No.
I'm trying to get some like what's some get rich quick things I can do, because I'm telling you, Tiny, like January 1, I was a brand new person. I'm gonna do all these things. I'm gonna do what I want. I'm gonna live my
Yeah.
life. And now I look at my bank account and I'm like, damn, I have literally no money, and I still have 2 trips that I'm supposed to go on. And
Yeah.
I can't
Like
pay
you
for them.
you grew your horizons and your bank account shrunk.
Yeah, and for whatever reason, I just was like, I'm gonna put it out in the universe that I want to do these things, and I'm just gonna put it out there, and the money's gonna come. The money ain't coming. It's not.
Right. You know what you need to do? You need to do what I did is download one of those betting apps and then place a big bet and get yourself set up.
I know. I'm just not a betting kind of person. And then this
Well, and it's bad too because football season's not here, so they're not doing as like I haven't won anything of substance like since football season because that's what I know about. So I and they give you the better bets because it's football betting is just the biggest thing.
Mhm.
So anyway,
and the other thing that happened to me, this is like total hashtag first world problems, but my this is so ridiculous, but it sparked this really interesting conversation with my roommate and I this morning. So, okay, my television in my room. Now I have a TV in my room and I don't have cable, so I have Hulu, Netflix, HBO
Right.
Max, Prime, all the goodies.
Yeah.
And then I have them all connected to my TV downstairs, and then they're all connected to my phone, and then they're all connected to the TV in my spare bedroom. So I'm signed into all of these apps on multiple devices. Well, for whatever reason, my TV has logged me out of my Netflix account, and I
Oh,
cannot
God.
remember my password. And the thing is, my password, and this is probably not a good thing, and I understand it, my password is always the same thing for everything.
Yep.
I'm not obviously not going to say it, but it is the same thing for everything with some variations. 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1 exclamation point, 1
Yeah.
at
I'm the
sign.
same way. I'm the same
So
way.
when Netflix logged me out, I was really angry about it because I'm like, oh God, I don't remember my password. I don't write it
And
down.
not to mention, why do they randomly log you out of stuff?
Exactly. And
Like, who does that is Sheets. I use the Sheets app every day, order my coffee and pick it up. And randomly out of nowhere, like every 3 weeks, it'll be like, oh, we can't find you. You've been logged out. Why are you logging me out?
I totally agree. And I feel like I should be very responsible and have like a password book and have all these things written down. But my password for everything is the same with some variation. But
Right.
it's always either blank 1, 2, 3, blank 1, or blank 1, 2, 3, 4. I mean, that's what it is.
Exclamation point or whatever. Yeah.
Or an at symbol. So I cannot log back into my Netflix account on my. This is going to sound so petty too, but maybe somebody will understand. It takes so long to type in
Ugh.
your email, and then if you have one of 5 passwords could possibly be the option.
Yes.
It takes so long to type all of that in that I literally look at the Netflix and I'm like, I don't have the energy to even try to log back into this. So
You know what we need? We need a what we call a password whore. That's what we need. It's like somebody just somebody to remember the passwords or how to get them or what they need to do. And that way when something like this happens, like, oh, Sheets logged me out. Hey, password whore.
Or
Here.
just write them down. Literally just write them down. Like
what's the fun in that?
My ex-boyfriend Chris, he has, oh my gosh, he's so funny. He has a password book. And
so do I now.
It is very beautifully organized and every password is unique and everything's written down. And so it makes total sense. And I'm always thinking, I need to do that. This is because I have a lot of emails and passwords for a ton of different things. But every time every time I turn on my television, I know that there's something on Netflix I want to watch. And I'm like, I just don't have the energy to even try to remember what it is.
Right.
But then if I don't remember what it is, then I have to change it. And then I have to go and change it downstairs on my phone, on my computer, on this, on that.
Mhm.
So now I've just avoided it altogether. And I just watch Netflix
Well, wait a
solely
minute.
on my phone.
So did Netflix log you out of all of them?
No, just the one on my TV in my bedroom.
Okay. So I can tell you this from
No,
experience.
I've done it. So you're going to tell me to log on to my computer
No,
and
no.
okay.
That if you change your password, go through whatever you need to do to change your password, it'll ask you, do you want to log off the other devices?
Mhm.
And if you say no, it won't require you to re-enter a password on those, to go through all
Okay.
that on those.
Okay.
Now, if for some reason one of those signs out, then you will have to enter the new password, but by then you'll know it.
But you know what's going to happen is it's going to say, okay, create new password. And I'm going to create the new password, which is the same as everything. And it's going to say,
Password
can't-
cannot be
you
one you
cannot-
previously used.
Exactly.
Yes.
No,
Yes.
well, I don't understand what other option I have at this moment because
Right.
you didn't accept it the first time. You're not accepting it now. I don't know what my options are at this point.
It's ridiculous. And then then those websites where, like, the biggest, for instance, I have is the when I get blood work done, the website that I use for my lab work. I use it so infrequently,
You have
and I
no
go to
idea.
log in, and I'm like, I don't remember what that was. I don't even remember what email I used.
Well, that's why I love the face, the
Face recognition?
the face recognition, because it's like as much as I can, I'm like, yeah, recognize his face. But then if I want to log into something,
Yeah,
and-
Katie's phone goes, oh, damn.
yeah, yeah, we don't want to recognize that face.
Yeah, woohoo!
But then that gets frustrating because if it's like too dark out or I'm not in the right light, it doesn't recognize it.
Right.
I'm like, damn it, I have no idea what my password is for anything.
No, I know.
It's just all going to work itself out.
It's
but
awful. It really
yeah,
is.
Yeah, adulting is hard.
Hey, so if I can carve out like 2 minutes here of the Tiny and Katie show this week, because last week and this week, man, it's Katie's just running her mouth.
I
Go
know,
ahead.
and I'm going to stop and I'm going to let you take over. But I think, first of all, we need to thank our friends at Roots Hair Design in Marion.
You don't want your hair just cut or styled. Get your hair designed at Roots Hair Design, 5459 Molly Pitcher Highway in Chambersburg, 717-375-2130. How about a women's cut? $32, $35, or $38? Guys, you're not going to get a better price on the cut you're going to receive at Roots Hair Design than $23. Now, if you have a teenager, girl or boy, $25 and $20 respectively. A kid's cut, just $18. Maybe you need your roots touched up. They have that as well. And they can do your nails, take care of your lashes, facial treatments, waxings, and what I plan to get is a massage. Roots Hair Design, 5459 Molly Pitcher Highway in Chambersburg. $10 off your first service to any new guests, and they're approaching their 12th year in business. You don't last that long if you're not doing something, or in their case, a lot of things right. Roots Hair Design, we can't thank them enough for being part of the Tiny and Katie Show.
More of the Tiny and Katie Show starts now.
So now we have about 2 minutes left of the Tiny and Katie Show. It's to be the tiny portion of the Tiny and Katie
You
Show.
have 120 seconds, and then I have a story to tell. Go.
Okay, well we're cutting off, man. We only have like 4 minutes total, but anyway.
I
So
know 4 minutes.
because I got to run, we got things to do. So here's the deal. I want to massive happy birthday to my daughter Reagan.
Yay, Reagan, 3.
Don't say
4?
yeah. You totally missed her party, so I don't want to hear it.
I-
Shut up.
Yeah, but I like texted and I was like, "Happy birthday,
Yeah.
Reagan."
She's 3 years old. She was 3 years old on Tuesday, 14th, and you would have loved it. I made a great spread of food. And here's what I have found. 2 things. Number one, Mary was so stressed the week leading up to the party because she's like, well, no, I got to clean because with the projects, like you've seen,
Yeah.
it's just a bit of a mess. I got to clean. She wanted to make cupcakes and a birthday cake and all these different things that she wanted to do. So she's stressed and she's sending me messages throughout the week. I don't know how I'm going to do this and how I'm going to do that. So I got to thinking to myself,
How many people were coming to the party, by the way?
like 15 roughly.
oh, wow, okay.
And I'm like, what can I do to take stress off I already knew I was going to be fixing the food. I'd already ordered the decorations, the plates and all. It's a Moana theme. You know, she loves Moana. So anyway,
Tiny ordered the plates. Whoo, boy, big check on that one.
well, no, I'm just saying I don't know what I could do to help take some of the stress off her shoulders. So she was really worried about this cake and these cupcakes. So Katie, I said, you know what? Here's what's going to happen. I knew the theme. I knew the colors. I knew everything. I went on Walmart.com. God bless Walmart. And got a dozen cupcakes, half and half. and then the colors, they're so good at how they, ask you, do you want this? Do you want sprinkles? You want this color? Blah, blah, all these different things. And then a 6-inch round cake. And I even splurged and got some of that pudding Bavarian cream filling in the middle. Again, colors perfectly fine. Total of like $18
Nice.
for 12 cupcakes and a cake. And everyone's like, "Oh, this cake stuff's so good. Did you make this?" I'm like, "Damn right I did."
Yeah.
Absolutely. Mary
You know-
slaved over this thing for a week.
You know,
But why would anybody, unless you're getting Georgetown cupcakes or something or crumble cookies or something,
Oh.
why would you go through the trouble of making it? Because to me, my opinion, they're not going to be better than what you're going to get at Walmart. And if they are, then you probably should have a business.
I disagree with you. I will say this. I do believe that the best, hands down, store-bought cake in the world is from Costco. It is, their sheet cake is out of this world.
I believe
But
that.
I think that when you go, like, I am more inclined to turn down a cupcake if it's in, and no offense to anybody, but if it's in like a Martin's plastic container or a Walmart plastic container, I'm more inclined to turn it down
Mhm.
than if somebody says, "Hey, I made these." Then I'm like more intrigued. I don't know what they taste like, or not that those other cupcakes aren't wonderful, but I'm more inclined to say yes to a cupcake or a brownie or something that has been homemade rather than just bought at Martin's, because
Well,
I've
see,
eaten them
I
a
look
million
at
times.
it. Yeah, so I agree with what you're saying. You may not be coming at it from this angle, but here's how I would do it: is I'm not going to burn calories on something I know how it tastes.
Exactly. And not that they're not great, but now if somebody did come to me with a Georgetown cupcake, that's a whole new ball game.
Oh God,
Because
yes,
do you remember how my
yes,
ex-boyfriend used to buy them for me for Shark
yes,
Week every year? So
yes.
that was kind of awesome.
Who wants to hear a funny story? Hands up. Who wants to hear a funny one from back when the Tiny and Katie heyday years ago? Okay. And I hope that we can have more of these in the years to come. I don't know how we'll make that happen, but we're going to try. So,
I don't know.
we had Katie and I were on the air. We were doing the morning show, and this, one of our part-timers, she was filling in because I think at the time Tori Anderson was on vacation or something like that. She comes walking in to go on the air at 10 a.m. and she has, it was not a cupcake.
Is this Rachel?
Yes.
Okay.
It was a muffin, like a banana nut or blueberry muffin, but it was one of those, like, I mean, substantial muffins.
Mhm.
And the top, they had done that where they took that like really crystallized sugar, the thick crystals,
Mhm.
and sprinkled on top and baked it so that it was a crusty, sugary top, And Katie had a habit of every time she would want to indulge in something that was not otherwise healthy, she would say, "Tiny, would you eat half of this?
Yeah, we split
You wanna
it.
split this?"
I still do that.
So, I mean, when this cupcake came rolling in, because she gave the girl hell one day for not bringing one, the next day she brought one and said, "Here, this is for you guys." And she knew that we would probably split it. But Katie said, "Tiny, you want to split this?" I'm like, yeah, that's fine. And I mean, Katie had eyes for this thing like you wouldn't believe. If she could have made love to that cupcake sitting right there, she would have done it, right?
I don't remember this at all.
So she goes, "Tiny, cut it in half and we'll break into the sucker right now." I take the cupcake. Mind you, it has that mounding, like mushroom, huge top, right? I took it, and instead of going like this and breaking it in half, like the normal person probably would,
Yeah,
I
you
took my
the
hand
top.
right on the top, broke the top off, and hand Katie the bottom.
I
and
do
she-
not remember this at all.
Oh my God, I loved it. I absolutely loved it. It's one of my favorite things that I ever did.
But
and-
clearly, I didn't let you get away with that.
Oh God, no!
Yeah, clearly.
You're like,
I
"Oh,
was
you
like,
son of a what are you? No, Tiny. That's not." I'm like, "Well, Katie, it feels even to me. It's like it's half. You know what? Then you eat that side of it." I'm like, "That side doesn't have sugar on it. Come on, be real."
Isn't that so funny how that's always, in every situation, the better part of the cupcake?
Oh, yeah.
Nobody ever says, "Let me have the bottom part."
Right.
Everybody always wants the top part.
Well, it's
But-
like the icing on a cupcake. You want the icing. Now, I think when you're younger, you do. Now, when you get older,
No, yeah, I can live without the icing more now.
yeah, I know you appreciate more the cake part of it,
Yes.
and that's delicious and soft and stick to the roof of your mouth or whatever. But now I really want Georgetown cupcakes and crumble cookies and banana nut muffins and blueberry muffins. So someone needs to make sure I get those.
Well, Georgetown cupcakes, I actually went to Georgetown not too long ago. It was like 2 years ago. And A, climbed the Exorcist stairs because that's where The Exorcist was filmed.
Mhm.
And B, went to Georgetown cupcakes because I've had them for years. But I dated this guy for, how long did I date Jeff? Like five years.
Yeah.
And I was a big fan. I mean, I still am, but not like I was, of Shark Week. Shark Week was my jam. that week in June or July, it was nonstop Shark Week. I had
Yep.
a sweatshirt that said like I live every week like it's Shark Week. Everybody knew that was my jam. And Jeff would send me every year for Shark Week a box of Georgetown cupcakes that were all Shark Week themed.
Yeah.
And I really truly looked forward to it every single year.
Yep,
And I
it was
haven't
good.
had those in so long. And now that we're talking about it, like, yeah, I could really
I know.
there's a competition that people have between Georgetown and Sprinkles. I've had Sprinkles before. My friend Stokes is very into Sprinkles. I think Georgetown is way better, but that is a very neck and neck
Yeah.
race of which one is better, Sprinkles and Georgetown. But Georgetown always gets my vote. Love that.
Georgetown
I
takes the
love-
cake easily.
They take the cupcake too. I mean, all of
Yeah,
it.
right? What are you
Yeah.
going to do?
Yeah, there you go.
All right, so we got to roll out of here. We will talk to you again soon. Katie, when do you leave for Germany?
So I actually leave in 3 weeks from today.
Okay.
So we're recording this on Thursday, the 16th, the day before St. Patrick's Day. And so in 3 weeks from right now, I will actually be in the airport. Oh my gosh, can I tell you quickly where we're going? I'm so excited.
Yeah.
We're flying into Brussels and then going into different parts of Germany, like Bonn. We're going to see where the musician,
Bono?
no, Beethoven?
Oh, Beethoven, yeah.
Yeah. Is it Beethoven? Yeah.
Yeah, Beethoven's German.
Like where Beethoven is from. Then we're actually going to spend 2 days in Holland. We're going to go to Amsterdam and go to the Anne Frank house. And then
Nice.
we're going to go to Gouda and do a Gouda cheese tour. And
Sounds
then
good to me.
that's a cheesy joke there. And then we're making our way back to Belgium and we'll do like some canal tours and mussels in Brussels and all of that. Like we are jam packing the trip and it's going to be incredible. I'm very much looking forward to it. It's going to be wonderful.
I am disappointed in myself, and I will be eternally so because if 2 weeks in a row got by without me saying this. It has been a year since we started the Tiny and Katie Show podcast.
I know.
So the thanks and gratitude of that goes straight to you, the viewers, subscribers, listeners. We love you. Can't thank you enough because if we didn't have you, then we would just be two idiots who like the sound of our own voices. And I can
we are
I
that
can,
too.
I
And
can
we are
assure
that.
you that Katie is that.
I am that.
100%.
I am that. Yes.
So we do love you. When we say it, we say we love you. When we thank you, we truly mean it. We hope to be doing this forever. And look, 2023 is going to shape up to be a big year in a lot of ways, including for the Tiny and Katie Show. No, we're not going anywhere, but we may be coming at you in different forms. We'll still be staying here, but there may be like different avenues. We're going to try out some things and see how they go. But stick around for that. When we know more, you'll know more.
Cliffhanger, everybody.
Yeah, right?
Cliffhanger. Yeah.
Yeah. So don't close the book just yet because there's more chapters left to write. But we'll talk to you next week. Have a great one.
It's the Tiny and Katie Show.